Hello and welcome to the first podcast for SADinVAN. We are here with Chad Riley, who plays Chad Mayweather on the show, and we're going to get to know him a little bit better. How you doing?
I'm peachy.
Peachy, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I'm very well. Nice to meet you.
You know, I may not always be peachy, but when I do, I'm drinking my Pinot Noir.
That's how it should be. We know how to loosen them up over here. Get you really talking.
Yeah.
First thing we want to know is, what else are you working on? What do you have coming up?
Well, I think I just finished, an episode of Continuum aired. I was on that. I played a CPS agent. Very, very quick scene. I get killed, but I kind of divide. Yeah, I know. But I kind of divide my time between being a very nice, friendly single dad and being a very mean stunt guy.
Oh.
So I played a stunt performer on that. There's a few features that are coming out. Godzilla, that should be coming out pretty soon. Go check it out next week, May 15th.
Nice. And you did stunt work on that?
Yes, I was part of the stunt team on there. I play a Marine.
Okay.
And another feature called Outcast, which took me to China.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, ni hao ma, ni hao ma.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So I got to work with Nicolas Cage and Hayden Christensen on that, and that was awesome. So go check that out. That should be out sometime this summer, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so a few, and just plugging away.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we have a list of questions. Some of the fans, some of the cast members, they've all sent in questions, things they want to prod you with. So we're going to get started here. One of our favorite Kickstarter backers, Christine Krupp, I'm not sure how you say your name. We love you. We need to find this out, so please let us know. She wants to know how you met Troy, the creator. How we met Troy?
Oh, yes. Well, Christine, I'm going to go with Krupp. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just because I know a stunt coordinator named Jacob Krupp. Okay. So I'm going to go with Christine. We'll say Christine. Christine, thanks for the question. And how did we meet Troy? Well, I met Troy. This has got to be a few years now. We're going back to like 2008, I think. Yeah, 2008, 7, maybe around there. It would be on the set of Stargate Universe. We were both stand-ins. He was standing in for Louis Ferreira. And I was standing in for Jamil Walker-Smith and Lou Diamond Phillips. And we quickly became friends, and we bounced a lot of jokes and ideas, and little did we know they would come to haunt us in a good way, if you will, now, here. So yeah, that's how Troy and I met. So we go back to on set. Yeah, and it had to be about that time. So many years, but that's how we met.
Good stuff. Second question. Jane wants to know what research you did to prep for your role as Chad Mayweather, as a real estate agent / single dad. Jane.
Well, Jane, there was, in all honesty, not too much research done. But there was done. I did do a little research on some sitcoms, some TV series. I kind of actually viewed Friends again. I was a big fan of Friends, and just to see how that chemistry went with the other cast members, and in terms of how I researched being a real estate agent. Well, I am a real estate agent too, so that wasn't too hard.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I am. Yeah. That was kind of a small goal that I had on the side a few years back, and I wanted to challenge myself, and ended up going through UBC and took the course and took the exam, and I've been licensed for a few years now, so yeah, that wasn't too hard to be. A single dad, well, that wasn't too hard either. I'm a fairly new father. My daughter just turned 2, and I'm a full-time father. So it's pretty funny, but now. Is that still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording.
Yeah. Okay,
I know.
Just keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So yeah, that wasn't hard too. I mean, we'll say that wasn't hard, but the actual ability for me to to play a dad was pretty challenging just because of my daughter. I mean, any new father, any new parent knows that it's a challenge nonetheless.
Well, and it's your own daughter that plays your daughter in the show, right?
Yes, yeah. So that was something great. That was you know, to have her part of that was amazing. And some of the takes we've had were like takes that you could never
She's one of the best
script.
actors.
Yeah, she is, and you know, just when that camera's rolling, she'll either do some things that are just like that make it that take, or you know, some things like that. But that really wasn't too hard to research. You know, being a parent is a challenge in itself, and you know, to play one on here wasn't too much of a challenge because I could bring my world into single and dating. And
does your parenting style really differ from your character's parenting style?
A little bit. I am really happy-go-lucky. Like just before I came here, I was cranking the music, and it was if you're happy and you know and clap your hands, you know. So I was I'm the really I really get involved in being a dad, and I think, I mean, it's very similar, but there's some things that Chad Mayweather, you know, just kind of understands that, you know, he's very concentrated on work, and it's really ironic because I know someone who actually half of that inspiration for my character came from the ideology of this guy being very wound up in his work as a real estate agent and not concentrating on the family. Right. And so in the long run, he actually, you know, ended up losing a lot of his family, and you know, we'll just say it didn't work out the way he had planned, just because all the concentration was on being a real estate mogul, being, you know, work all in his mind. And in reality, I learned from that, and just knowing from that, I think that made me a better father. I mean, not to mention, you know, my father wasn't there for me that much, so I was able to you know, have that firsthand that I wanted to be there. But knowing from that, you know, what that other person went through, that also made me be there, and understand that there's my work, and then there's my family, and I lean more towards my family and being a better father than I would work. If I had to choose between the two, there's no question that I would rather choose being with my family and having less money and us being happy, because I know, not coming from much, that I know I can be happy without the money. Yeah. And so if I had to sacrifice one over the other, I would definitely sacrifice the job that pays more money, or that deal that I may make, you know, $30,000 or $40,000, as opposed to, you know, being with my daughter. So.
Would Mayweather do the same thing?
Mayweather would probably not. Mayweather would be all about that money. Right? He'd be all about that money and trying to swing those women for those deals. Okay. So, you know, that I think that's where we differ a little bit, right? And yeah.
Is there anything that Mayweather wouldn't do for a sale? How far would he go?
What is he going to do? Dare I say this home will move for you? Yeah.
There's your answer.
Alrighty, let's go on.
Moving on, shall we?
What does Mayweather look for in a woman? Show about dating? He's got to be looking for something, right?
He's got to be looking for something. Yeah, Mayweather can be distracted sometimes. I think Mayweather definitely likes to know that his woman has a home that he can sell, perhaps. Beyond that, I mean, beyond that, no, I think Mayweather can be a sucker for looks sometimes too. I know his character is very, in a way, because he's wound up on the money, that makes him very materialistic. Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, when you're very materialistic, you can get caught by that blonde-haired, blue-eyed gold digger. Right? Hey, I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What do you think is next for Chad Mayweather in the coming episodes?
What do I think? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I know
Or
that.
hope. What do you hope?
What do I hope?
Maybe that's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I hope that blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman comes out of the woodwork somewhere. But for some reason, I don't
With a
know
really
if that's
big
gonna
house.
happen. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. It could be that blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl with a really big house. Or that old lady with the small condo that I gotta really try and hustle to sell. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, we'll see. It would. What would Chad Mayweather want? Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, you know what, Chad's kind of playing the ropes. He's kind of a guy that's he'll put his left foot in, he'll put his left foot out, he'll put his left foot in and shake it all about. He likes to test the waters first, right? Before he goes in for a dive, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if that comes to be, then we'll see.
Okay, good to know. We're going to go back to your stunt work for a moment here. Where did you learn your stunt techniques? What kind of training did you do?
I think my stunt techniques, they've developed in the past few years, but I think one of the biggest things for stunts is that for me personally, I have a background in martial arts, gymnastics, and professional athletics.
Yeah.
I played professional baseball, professional football, and that definitely helped me. One of the things that we see a lot of in stunts, and it's funny because just a few years ago I had a coordinator tell me about stunts. He says, Chad, you realize that if you go to the NFL, you have a better chance of trying to get into the NFL. There's 30 some odd teams and 50 plus people. There's over 3,000 positions that you could try and go for.
Yeah.
In the stunt industry, it's not like that. Across Canada, you're talking about maybe 300 and less.
Yeah.
People who are actively involved, and so it's a very challenging aspect to get into as where I started off acting, and I've been an actor for about 10 years, and I've been in stunts for about 5.
Okay.
I think for me, it's definitely been a passion, and I think for the past 5-6 years, for the past 7 years, I've been grinding at it, and it was only up until about 4 years ago that I really started breaking the ice with stunt coordinators and other stunt performers in terms of them really seeing me that I do have that ability to do stunts and that I can. And so I've been, like I said, going, being casted, not casted, but usually stunt coordinators bring you onto projects and stuff like that. And so that's kind of it. Sorry. Let me read the training we do. We have special training now, actually, that I've been actively involved with a guy named Kirk Cowett, and it's called Film Fu, and this is really cool because it's kind of a passion that brings both worlds together, and it's kind of like fighting for the film, but it's an art in itself, and we have so many guys who come in who have backgrounds in Taekwondo or MMA fighters or something like this, but when they come in, they have to understand that it's not all about their black belt in this, because if they can't sell a hit to camera or knowing where the camera is, it's totally no good.
Yeah.
So we let them know that that's an art in itself, and so we've been actively involved in a class called Film Fu, which is really good and what I train in and stuff like that. Yeah.
Kind of want you to teach me something.
yeah.
But maybe we don't have time for that today.
That would be the next podcast.
Next podcast. All right. So we have another question from Christine, our good buddy Christine.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine. How autobiographical is SADinVAN, do you think?
How autobiographical is
For
SADinVAN?
yourself, for the other characters, or just for Vancouver
I
as a whole?
I think it's very autobiographical.
Is that the right word?
Autobiographical. yeah. No, it does, and as you heard just previous, the relation to my character has so much relation to Chad Mayweather, just because certain things. I am a real estate agent. I am a father, and not only that, but I think our relationship, Troy and I have, and Sherry, I think. you know, in Troy's mind, I think that hatched when we first started talking about, you know, doing something, a lot of this stuff on set, and it really planted a seed in his head, and you know, it reflects us so much of who we are, and I think that's really what makes this successful, is that it's able to touch with those viewers in reality terms. Like, and I mean, you know, Single and Dating in Vancouver is crosses so many bounds. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends in Calgary, and it touches base there, and you know, Toronto and stuff like that. So I mean, really, it's across the board, and yeah. So in terms of an autobiographical scheme, that hits it right
That's
here.
nice. And you're working with your friends.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Sherry, let's talk about what's going on with
Yeah,
Sherry.
yeah.
Leo nomination. How excited are you?
Yeah, that's very exciting. I mean, you know, if there's anybody there, I mean, you know, and Troy and I know this. We love Sherry to tidbits, and I mean, it's awesome. And I'm happy for you, Sherry. I'm happy for you. It is. I mean, when I heard that, round of applause. When I heard that, I mean, not only getting nominated for something like that, but I mean, especially Sherry, she puts so much into what she does, and it's effortless, because when it comes out, it's so natural to her, but you can tell that she's there mentally, and she's quick, she's full of wits, and she's very inspirational.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm very proud.
Excellent. I have one more question.
Yes.
From a very special lady named Babs.
Mm.
I believe you are acquainted with Babs. To some degree.
Babs.
Babs wants to know, if you were an ice cream sundae, what would you be made out of?
If I was an ice cream sundae, what
That's
would I be?
the biggest question. It's the biggest question we have today.
Okay.
Think about it for a second. Make sure it's a good one.
About this. Okay. If I was an ice cream sundae, what would I be made out of? Okay. I would be made out of frozen natural yogurt with organic, unsweetened coconut, carob chunks, and organic cacao, all mixed in with organic almond butter drizzled over top.
Oh.
It tastes so good, but it's so healthy and good for you.
Oh. I think there's a lot of people who are
That's for
hungry
you,
now.
Babs.
That's all I have. Those are the questions.
All
You've
right.
been wonderful. Thank you so
well,
much.
it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys so much for everything. And we'll stay tuned and see you soon.
That's right. See you next time.
All right. Enchanté.